Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo. Last summer, or just before last summer, I made this necklace and I wore it a lot last summer. I went to the beach and swimming quite often, and I wore this on my beach and pool trips, and I need to make me another one. I used hemp, which normally is kind of itchy until you wear it for a while and it gets really soft. This one did stretch a little bit. It was shorter, and then over time, as the fibers relaxed, it kind of stretched out a little bit. And one other thing, this is why you don't wear metals to the beach or to the pool. My clasp broke. So this summer, I need to make me another one of these because I'm actually headed on a 2-week cruise with my husband celebrating our 40th wedding anniversary. And I'm also going to spend some time with my mom and 2 sisters at the beach. So the way I made this, all you crocheters, I just crocheted a chain stitch and tied it to my shell, which already had a hole in it when I picked it up off the beach. A lot of shells have holes in them. You should just check that out. But this was one of them. And I kind of frayed it out a little bit, tied a clasp on it, and wore it to death. And I basically want to do the same thing. I don't want to put any beads that are going to go bad. Although, as I'm saying that, I actually have some sea glass beads. I may incorporate that into my new necklace. So here's my sea glass bead. I've got my crochet hook, and I've got a small one. It's a 25 millimeter. And I got my hemp. And I have this shell, but you know what? I got these other shells. I may switch a shell. Let's see what we got here. These are all really pretty. But I need something that this bead's going to look decent on. That one would be nice. Maybe I'll stick with that. I don't know. Decisions. Not that one. Not that one. Nah. Maybe that one. I think it's a tie between these two. So this is the shell I've chosen, along with my little very light green sea glass bead. And here's my hemp. And I'm going to make 2 strips, I think. I don't remember how I did this. So yeah, I'm going to do 2 strips of chain stitches. And I'm not going to show you how to do a chain stitch. Basically, this is how I put it together. But I am going to leave a little tail, probably a big tail. Go ahead and make my loop. And I'm going to start chaining. So I have my 2 pieces of chain stitch. There are about 50 chains, but you're going to want to measure and make sure. I mean, one of them I think is 50 and one's like 53. Depending on, how loose, how tight you go, you want them to be even. So just keep that in mind. And you want to probably make sure, measure it on your neck to see if it's going to be long enough. So anyway, I've got that done. I have 2 very long ends there and 2 very long ends at the other end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a big knot, overhand knot. I may have to do this several times, but I want a big overhand knot at the top here. This has a really big hole in it. And when I put this on, I want to make sure that does not go over that knot. So that's why I'm going to do it several times, because I want a big knot here, and just feed all of that together there. And that's probably good enough. So I'm going to put my bead on there. That's going to be fine. All right, now I'm going to tie 2 more knots at the bottom here. And this is why you need big tails, so you don't run out of your thread, your hemp. Okay, so now I'm going to tie my shell on there. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I think I'm going to put there's a longer end here. First thing I'm going to do is just tie a regular knot like this, like you do a shoe. I almost don't have enough. Just pull it tight. And now I'm going to tie one last overhand knot. You see how these are separated? I don't want them separated. You might want them separated. I don't. I want them to be closer together. So that's why I'm going to do one more overhand knot. You feed that knot down there. Sometimes if you just use a straight pin, you can feed those knots better to where you want them. You just have to keep messing. And then even do this. Wah. All right. And that shell should be on there pretty securely. Now the next thing I'm going to do, these 2 ends, I want them to be frayed like that. And over time, they'll do it automatically, but I want to help it along a little bit here. So I'm just going to take these and just unravel them. And when I get this frayed like I want it, I'm going to have to trim it off a little bit. And this takes a little while to do, so I'm not going to bore you with this part of it. I will continue to mess with this, and when I get it how I like it, I'll come back and we'll finish up the necklace. I'm not quite done with this. I actually want this to be a little fuller, so I took another piece of hemp and I'm just going to feed it in that loop, and I'm going to tie a knot, then an overhand knot, and fray these also. So I've got it frayed out, and it's going to continue to fray more and more, and that's what you want. At least that's what I want. That's what I like it to look very boho. All right, now we've got to address the clasp. Now there are several ways that you can put on a clasp. One way is just to tie it. I don't want to do that though. Another way, and I don't want to do this either, but I went ahead and did it so you could see. You could do like a sliding knot, okay? But I don't want to do that either. Because with this particular one, if I was going to do that, I should have thought ahead and made this part shorter. Because this actually makes it about a 22-inch necklace. I want this to be more of a shorter necklace, not quite a choker, maybe a 15 or 16-inch necklace on me. But you could, like I said, you could make these sliding, but that's not what I'm going to do. So I went through all my clasps and I decided I'm going to go ahead and put a lobster claw and a split ring on there, not a jump ring, but a split ring. Over time, these are going to deteriorate just like the other ones did, but you know what? That's okay. Just as long as I don't want to lose this, and I don't think that's going to happen. I am not going to fray these. You can fray these, but I'm going to see how they fray on their own. Perform a little experiment here. But anyway, this is my necklace. And I am excited to wear it this summer to the beach and on my cruise and to the pool and wherever I go that I shouldn't be wearing my really nice jewelry. For those of you who do not know, you should never, ever, 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 ever wear any jewelry unless it's something like this to the beach, to the pool, and even in the shower. Something like this is a no-no for that. This, except for this right here, is okay. Usually if it's got beads or any type of metal, it's a no-no. Even those, quote, waterproof bracelets that you see, if they have a charm or beads or anything on them, they're not going to be 100% waterproof because the chlorine and the chemicals that are in the swimming pool, the soap scum and all that kind of stuff in your shower and your bath, and the salt water at the ocean will destroy a lot of the metals and beads. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Have a great day. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo signing out for now. Bye-bye.